Old John has...
I mean, Lakey, just unfortunately, this is going to make her have
it starts like, best 4 events out of 5. Like, it happens fast.
Yeah, sure does.
Bettylou Sakura Johnson making sure she gets in the action fast. Look at her hit the lip exactly like you were talking about. No fear in that maneuver. And just the one section, but again, like we've been saying, sometimes the judges want to see how committed you are on that first maneuver, how impressive, what's the wow factor on that one. And Bettylou, in her first wave, putting a little bit of punch.
Like, literally, she just glided.
She was like arms down, just barely, and it was just flying.
Right? It literally looked like a foil, and that's like so cool because even the turn outside, she just glided through the cutting.
Caroline Marks on her second wave of her heat gets in that one first maneuver, and now maybe taking a note from Caitlin Simmer is going to wait and see how this develops. Carve back into the whitewash here. Another little carve. But that is all that wave is going to offer her. But that's a really interesting note on Caitlin Simmers. I feel like
needs a security guard.
Yeah.
We'll get it home, keep it safe, and we'll see you in the quarterfinals.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Security guard. That's something we didn't talk about the other
true.
day, Pete. All the ways to keep those magic boards safe.
She's been storing that thing in the ice machine. Wow, this is a nice little cuppy wave right here, but gets a little stuck behind. That's Caroline.
Yep, Caroline using her priority to force Bettylou off of that wave. So now, nothing doing for Caroline on that wave. She is looking to improve a 0.5, but she'll want to get rid of that.
She's learning a lot. Like Pete said, she declined a year. Here's Caroline on the backhand.
Speaking of someone we got to see surf very young, on her backhand, here she goes back into the whitewash. Another big hit off the lip for Caroline Marks. Swooping carve there, hits the lip yet again, and sees if this wave has another for her. It does. So Caroline making the most of that, getting to the lip as many times as she possibly can on that wave. She needs just a 2.93 to move ahead of Bettylou Sakura Johnson in their heat. 24 minutes left.
Yeah, it was like the gift that kept giving. Nice snap right there. Kind of wraps it, and then all of a sudden she saw she's deep on the reef, and it's a smaller wave, but like you said, it was kind of went rapid fire right here, in and out of transition, and under priority. I mean, that's a keeper, right?
Caroline's scores just beginning to pop in. Definitely going to better that 0.5 by a long shot. She ends up with a 4.63, moving her into first place over Bettylou Sakura Johnson, trying to make something happen there. Big hit off the lip, which couldn't stick the landing, so a big fall there for Bettylou. But again, man, we just see just her commitment to trying to hit the lip as hard as she can, get vertical as much as she can. And up on the wave right now is Caroline Marks. She is in the lead against Bettylou Sakura Johnson, but up and out of that wave pretty quickly, so the priority switches to Bettylou. She needs a 5.2 in order to overtake Caroline Marks, and she has 17 minutes to do it.
So she can kind of have that kind of carefree attitude and set the bar kind of, mid-size up the ranking things, because I think ultimately, way back there, she's won the world title. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Bettylou Sakura Johnson had to deal with the cut last year, wants to avoid it as much as she can this. Let's take another look at this wave from Bettylou.
So draws it right here, kind of wraps it back. Good flow. This oncoming turn right here drops it right there.
Caroline Marks up on a wave now. Nice hit off the lip to get things started. Finds another section to work with. Vertical, another final hit on the lip before she tries to identify another section to hit again, and she does. So a few nice turns on that one.
That's trouble in the streets right there.
And she's still going.
And Betty had priority, and she took the first wave of the set, and then to see this behind, and it's just a full connection for Caroline, and sometimes having priority, man, you pull the trigger.
And then she looks, this one kind of little slash right there for Caroline. Better right there in the pocket, up and under. And then she kind of comes around the corner right here. It was real patient and gets a nice finish. So, anytime you get that good start, good finish, it's going to go on the good range.
Yeah, it's true. It's going to be the biggest number we've seen here in a little bit. So,
opportunities slip by, you learn from it, and you try to move forward and not let it happen again.
Oh, there we go. No.
Caroline Marks using her priority with 8 seconds left to go, just mostly to keep Bettylou off of this wave. She has a 7 and a 5 on her score line right now, but you see her looking back. That was merely a decision to keep Bettylou off the wave, and she did it.
The back half of the heat worked out perfect for her. Lost priority, held it, caught a wave with 10 seconds to hold. That's like perfect. It worked out for perfection for Caroline.
Yes,
And the
it
opposite
did.
for Bettylou.
Yeah.
Yep. So she is on. Caroline is to the quarterfinals. Thank you, Brett Simpson, for joining us. We had a blast. Pete, 805 Post Show, coming up next.